Welcome back, beautiful people. I'm so grateful to have you hanging out with me here today. If you're new here, I'm Cordelia, and I love bright and colorful alternative makeup and gothic fashion. 95% of the videos that you see in my channel are going to be beauty related. I'm on a low buy, so I do love to shop my stash to rediscover old favorites, but I do occasionally buy new things to review as well. For today's video, everything old is new again. This is a DIY, do-it-yourself, how to create cream blush. Rachel, one of the moderators from the Phyrra Tech Squad. Hi, Rachel. This video is inspired by you and your recent post on how you made your dupe for the M Cosmetics Little Lilac Blush. So Rachel is one of the many makeup artists in the Phyrra Facebook group, and she often shares like little tips and tricks that she has for blending and making products. And she mentioned how when she worked at MAC, like they taught you how to make your own cream products, and basically you just take a product like a primer or like a luminizer and you mix that with some powder. And so she made this post in the group and she made a dupe for the M Cosmetics Little Lilac Blush, and it was gorgeous. And that's actually what inspired me to create this video. If you've been around my channel for any amount of time, I'm sure you've heard me complain about mainstream brands not making enough cool tone products. From brows to eyeshadows to lipsticks to blushes, there's not enough cool tone products out there for my personal taste. However, indie brands make all kinds of cool tone products. So basically, Rachel inspired me to take some of my favorite loose cheek products and create DIY cream blushes out of them. So I shopped my stash for 12 beautiful loose blush shades. I mostly use products from Aromaleigh, but I did also use a product from Silk Naturals as well as one from My Pretty Zombie, just to show you that this is going to work with multiple brands. It's not just one brand. Now I did use a bunch of stuff that I already have on hand for this project. There could be better like products out there for you that you could also use, but I'm just going to share what I used. I used little black jars that are light tight and UV resistant that I normally use for making my custom gel polish and gel glitter mixes. So I already have these little jars in hand. I have multi-purpose labels. I used these little tiny taster spoons that I typically have on hand for nail art and like pouring like glitter and stuff on things. And then I use like this spatula and cuticle pusher thing because I have a lot of extras of those. So there's probably better tools for mixing, etc., stuff like that, but this is just me using what I had on hand. And I know that Rachel used the ColourPop No Filter primer in her DIY in the Phyrra Facebook group. But for this video, I'm going to be using the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. Thank you so much to Smashbox for sending me this primer as well as several of their other primers. This is great. I'm 44 years old and I have, a little bit of like pores and fine lines that I want to minimize. So I really was excited to be able to use a blurring primer to make my blurring blushes. So the blush method that I'm using is no heat. And a lot of people will actually use a heat method to make blush. If you are really truly going to DIY cream blush on your own without using any bases, you would probably want to look at using beeswax or candelia wax as a base, as well as shea butter to like basically make the little product that you're going to heat up and then mix pigment into and then let it cool. But I'm not doing that. I did the lazy girl method by not using any heat at all, and I'm just picking out a primer that I love to mix with pigment. So as I mentioned, I use the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer as the base to create my cream blushes. I chose this product because it blurs fine lines, it blurs pores, it makes your skin appear smoother. It has like that silicone-y texture, so it has like nice silky sloop across the skin. Plus, a primer typically helps your products stay around in your face all day, and I need that. And I do have a section in this video where after I show you the swatches of all of the products that I made, where I swatch all of the cream products on my face so you can just see what that looks like in comparison to the arm as well. Okay, so I'm gonna insert some video for you of me mixing up these little blushes that they're gonna be sped way up just so that you'll be able to take a look at them and see how, like I'm really just eyeballing it. Like I said, this is the lazy girls method. It's just put in more product until you're happy with the consistency between the two. All right, so hopefully you can see I'm using the Smashbox Photo Finish Smooth and Blur Primer, as well as the Danessa Myricks Prism FX Hydrating Lotion. And I'm mixing in my pigments. I'm using the little spoon and then the little, what is it called? The little back end of the spatula on the nail tool to just go ahead and mix these up and try to get everything as smooth as possible. Okay, hopefully you saw just how easy it is to mix up a little container. Obviously you can do much more, but I like to mix just a small amount and then use that up until it's gone. Now I'm gonna go ahead and insert arm swatches of the products for you. On the left side of my arm is gonna be the powder version, and on the right side of my arm is gonna be the cream version, so you can see a difference in the products. In my opinion, these blend into my face pretty effortlessly. So for set one, we have Aromaleigh Astara, which is a soft peach with a strong purple shift. Aromaleigh Diana, which is a pale gold with a blue shift. My Pretty Zombie Cocaine, which is a cool toned hot pink with tons of blue sparkles and iridescence. Aromaleigh Ishtar, which is a vivid berry pink with a strong blue teal shift. Aromaleigh Kupala, which is a rich, warm, bronzy peach with a blue shift. I'm wearing that on my cheeks today along with Diana. And Aromaleigh Regina, which is a sheer orange with coral undertones and a turquoise shift. For set two, we have Aromaleigh Thalassa, which is a pale teal blue with green to gold shift. Aromaleigh Ixchel, a pale lavender with a gold shift. Aromaleigh Pharmacon, a beautiful purple with a turquoise shift. And this one gave me a little bit of trouble. I don't know if I just need to add a little bit more of the primer or the Denesamyrix, but one of the two I think will even that out just a little bit. Firecracker Plant, which is a soft coral with a pink iridescence. Silk Naturals VIP, which is a nudish brown with red, purple, and gold iridescence. And Aromaleigh Sheena, which is a sheer bronze and beige with subtle peach shift. To my eyes, Silk Naturals VIP and Aromaleigh Sheena look nearly identical on my skin. All right, and now that you've seen the swatches on my arm, I'm gonna go ahead and insert the swatches of me putting each of these on my face. So one of the other questions I received about how do you DIY cream blush is how do you choose the right pigments? And so honestly, I'm gonna tell you, any loose pigments that you have on hand that are for blush or for your eyes, I would use those. Any colors that you love that are a loose formula, I would try that. So for me, the majority of my loose cheek products are from Aromaleigh, but I also have some from Phyrra and Silk Naturals. I even have like some old MAC in my collection that I've just held on to for sentimental reasons. But any sort of like loose powder from an indie brand should be a viable option for you to create a cream blush with. So another question is, how do you mix things up? Again, because I'm using the Lazy Girls method, I put a generous amount of the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. I put 1 or 2 squirts of the Danessa Myricks Prism FX, and then I just put in a bunch of pigment and just kind of mix. And if I feel like, I basically just do it by feel. When I take a little bit of the product out, if I put it on my hand and there's nothing there, I add more pigment. If I feel like there's too much pigment, I add a little bit more of the primer to just sort of make it more sheer. And if you are somebody who has a richer complexion than mine, you may want to add more pigment than I do, because I tend to need things to be more sheer since I'm very fair complected and typically heavy-handed. The next question I have is, can you make this so you can use it on your lips and cheeks? And the answer to that is yes, if you choose a base that is eye and lip safe, as well as pigments that are eye and lip safe, because not everything that you can use on your eyes and your cheeks can be used on your lips and vice versa. So it's very important to make sure that whatever loose powder product you're looking at is approved for the areas of your face that you want to use it on, and same with the primer. It needs to be something that is safe to use on those areas of your body. The next question is, what's the best way to store a DIY cream blush? And that's going to be in those UV resistant light type little jars that I showed you. You want something that's going to keep it from getting moisture in there, that's going to keep light out and everything, that's going to keep it airtight. That's why I recommend using little jars like that. The next question is, are your DIY cream blushes cruelty-free and vegan? If you're choosing loose powder products from a brand such as Aromaleigh, everything she makes is cruelty-free and much is vegan. I believe everything from My Pretty Zombie is cruelty-free and mostly vegan or all vegan, same with Silk Naturals. So I would say as long as you're choosing products that are by a company that says they are cruelty-free and vegan, and then you make sure that your base is also cruelty-free and vegan, you're good to go. But now that you've seen how my gorgeous DIY cream blush collection has turned out using the Smashbox Primer, I want to talk to you about a couple other things that you could use if you didn't want to use the Smashbox Primer. So I was researching, and there are 3 different products that are supposed to be excellent drugstore dupes for the Smashbox Primer: the e.l.f. Mineral Primer, the NYX Studio Perfect Face Primer, and the Ordinary High Adherence Silicone Primer. Those are the 3 primers I've seen multiple people recommend as being reliable dupes for the Smashbox. So Danessa Myricks Beauty makes 2 products that you can use for DIYing a cream blush or eyeshadow. And the first product is the Bionic Gel Activator, which I believe is only available at her website. And the second product is the Color Fix Magic Set and Seal, which you can also get at Camera Ready Cosmetics. And you know, I love Camera Ready Cosmetics, they are awesome. But both of those products that can be used to create your makeup and turn it into sort of like a paste, I don't know how long that stuff will last in a jar. That's one of the other reasons why I really love the Smashbox, is that this kind of will last indefinitely in one of those little tight jars. And I feel like some of those products will just set it down and dry, like the product will completely dry into the container. There are a few other mixing mediums that you can try that you can get at Camera Ready Cosmetics. The first one is the Meron Mixing Liquid. I've used that one before. It's excellent for like face and body. There's the Graftobian Magic like lining and set liquid. That will work well too. And finally, there's the Face Atelier Transforming Gel. Like those are also products that a lot of professionals use and love. So overall, I loved shopping my makeup stash and having old favorites turn into new favorites again. I had so much fun creating these cream blushes and filming this video and doing even like the cheek swatches. I don't even normally like to do cheek swatches because my face will often complain about it afterwards. But I had a lot of fun. I really loved seeing like how smooth these would apply to your face. While I do like to use my fingers to apply, the other brushes that I really like to use to apply cream products this is the e.l.f. Putty Brush for blush. I like using that. And I also love to use the Half Magic baby paw brush, because those are both great for me for helping me get cream products to be evenly distributed on my face. I am so happy that I shopped my stash and took this Smashbox primer to create my unusual collection of DIY cream blushes and purples and blues, all of these colors you just don't typically see at the mainstream stores. I truly appreciate you hanging out with me here today and talking about cream blushes. And if you love shopping your stash and you want to see more DIY videos like this, please share this video with a friend who also loves makeup. On a personal note, I am really struggling and having a hard time right now because of all of the issues with my health and what feels like an impending doom coming up with surgery. And it's a real struggle to create content, but I am going to do the best that I can. And I love hearing from all of you. So, leave me a comment, tell me how you're doing, tell me what's going on in your life, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.